What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming to you today with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about mainly the free-to-play aspect of the game. And we're going to be talking about two champions that you want to focus on farming immediately when you start grinding through the campaign. We're talking first week you're playing the game, coming through the campaign. These are two champions that you want to get for your team. Get for your roster, get them unlocked, get them going, because they are going to be very helpful champions, not just for the beginning of the game, but as you progress to the mid-game, as you go into the arena and other areas of this game. Obviously, the champion you're focusing on the most is your starter champion. In the case of our free-to-play account, we chose Kale. We want to be focused on getting him all the way to level 60 as quick as possible, getting him ascended, getting his masteries, getting his gear. But we also want to be building a team around him to focus on. And there are plenty of good rare champions that drop from the campaign. All these levels are going to have at least one or two rares that drop that can be very serviceable for you. But there's two main ones we really want to focus on. So the first one is going to be in the Durham Forest, and it is going to be Spirithost. She is a rare support champion, starts at 3 stars, and her kit is very, very helpful for early game and mid game. And one of the reasons you really want to grab her is just simply for this aura that she has, which gives all ally speed in battles by 10%. It's really tough early in the game to have speed, which speed is one of the most important attributes you want to have in this game in general. And when you hit the 30-day login reward, you get Haikatoon, who is an epic barbarian champion who has a lot of speed and turn meter boosting. But until we can get her, we're not going to have very many other options for getting our characters to go faster in battle. So Spirithost is incredibly helpful for getting that. As soon as you get her, you can slot her into your lead role. You don't have to worry about Kale's health points buff that he gives on his aura. You want to get her very quickly, put her in your lead so your team's going to be taking more turns, doing more damage. This is also going to be incredibly helpful for the arena, getting your team to go faster before the other team, and also for the clan boss to allow you to take more turns when you're fighting against the clan boss, which is going to allow you to do more damage, which when you're a very early player in the game, you join that clan, you want to help them out with the clan boss, you just want to focus on sustaining your team and doing more damage to that clan boss so you can get better rewards and better chests. Now, her speed's great, but her kit is also pretty useful. She does, on her first attack here, she attacks one enemy and will heal by 50% of the damage inflicted. So that gives her a little bit of self-sustain, which is kind of nice. Her second ability is a 25% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. It's very helpful for campaign farming. It's also very helpful in the arena to give you a little boost to your damage. And when you get her to 3 stars at Ascended, it then gives a 50% increased attack buff for 2 turns. So if you have her to where she's going fast enough, you can actually pop this in the arena as her first ability and get everybody else on your team able to hit that much harder really quick. So early on, that's going to be a very helpful skill. And then her final one is Dark Gift, which removes all debuffs on all allies and puts a block debuffs buff on them for 1 turn. That's a very helpful skill. There's other champions that can do this later. It's a little bit better, but for early in the game, her kit is really, really good. She's kind of one of the champions that's kind of survived the test of time with Raid. And obviously, like we said, for her speed, we really want to have that early on. You're going to want to try to put her in gear that's going to help her stay alive and sustain. So you're mainly going to want to focus on trying to get her a lifesteal set. We've talked about farming the dragon to get lifesteal. Even stage, I believe, I want to say it's stage 8. Stage 8 you can farm for the lifesteal set. It's not going to be very good since it's only going to be 1 to 3 stars, but you definitely want to farm up an okay lifesteal set to put her in so she's got a little bit more sustain. But Spirithost, absolutely first priority when you get into the campaign. She starts on stage 4. Not a guaranteed drop, but she'll drop eventually, and it's like you don't have to wait to pull her from a shard. You farm that stage a couple nights, you should be able to pick her up and get her into your roster. Now, the other champion we really want to focus on is going to be in the Deadlands. And it's a little bit later on, so you might not get here within a couple days, but definitely by the end of your first week, you should be farming the Deadlands area, and that is going to be Warmaiden. She's a barbarian attack character, and she has a very good kit. Her first attack here attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of placing a 2.5% poison debuff. Not a great poison debuff, but this makes her serviceable with the clan boss. You're going to have Kale, hopefully. He's got his poison. She'll give you another poisoner to use in the clan boss. Not a great poison again, but early on in the game, you just want to focus on whatever you can get, especially when you're free to play. Her second skill, Opportunity Strike, attacks one enemy with a 50% increased attack buff on her, and also does an extra hit if it's critical. The extra hit, unfortunately, cannot be critical, but that's still a pretty good ability early on. This is pretty good in the arena. If you can get her to hit twice, you can sometimes take somebody out that you weren't expecting to. But the main reason we want to get her, and this is what makes her one of the best rare characters in the game, even in some of the later areas of the arena, late silver, sometimes even into gold, you can still be using her to pop this ability here, which attacks all enemies and has a 75% chance of placing a 30% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Once you start building her skills, you can actually book this up to 100%. And then when you ascend her, it actually goes to the big version of decreased defense of 60%. So the way this works, I'll just kind of explain it on my main account. I have Warmaiden at 6 stars, fully ascended. She's on my arena team with Haikatoon. And then I have Elaine, who is my starter on that account. And then I have Miscreated Monster as my support. Basically, Haikatoon comes first. She's very high speed. She goes first and puts out her ability that buffs everybody's turn meter. Warmaiden is my second fastest character, so she goes next. She immediately puts out this decreased defense debuff on the other team, and you want to have her in high accuracy so you're going to hit that debuff. As soon as that debuff applies, Elaine goes next and she drops her nuke, and it basically wipes out the entire enemy team. And if you have this geared right and you get it working right, you can basically take out the entire enemy team before they even get a turn. It's pretty cool once you get it working that way, but that requires a little bit better gear and some planning, and you're not going to get to that stage until you're a little bit further in. But as a free-to-play player, as a early game player, even if you're low spend, any kind of account you're playing, you want to get Warmaiden as quickly as you can and start working on her. She is definitely a priority along with Spirithost early on. And like I said, you want to put her in gear that's going to give her accuracy and then attack and crit rate are what I would look at for her. That way she's getting that extra hit on that first ability. But these two champions, definitely must-haves. And like I said, so easy to get early in the game. You may have to spend a little bit of time farming them just to kind of give you an idea on this account. I already got Spirithost. We're working on getting her to 5 stars. She dropped, I want to say, within 50 runs of doing her stage. And then Warmaiden, I actually got her within, I think, the first 30 or 40. So really lucky on her drop. On my other account, it took me about 200 runs to get her, but it's worth it. You just got to go in and farm those 2 stages and get these characters to drop for you. And they are going to make a huge difference for you early on in the arena. Like I said, also against the clan boss, just having that extra speed is going to be such a huge boost. And you can see in the arena, even though this account is only I think 12 days old, we've already gotten up to where we're almost in bronze 4, and that's just from using, I don't want to have to refill it to see my team, but my team is basically Spirithost in the lead, Kale, Warmaiden, and then we're using Eris as our 4th as a fill-in for right now because of her counterattack. So pretty straightforward there, guys. If you're playing the game, you just started, make sure you're making it a priority to get those 2 champions. They're going to help your account out quite a bit regardless of what level spending you're doing. If you're a free-to-play player, absolute must-haves. They're going to help you out so much. So anyways, guys, I hope you found the video helpful. As always, if you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below about the video, about anything else with the game. I'll be happy to try my best to answer any questions you have. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you again next time.